What if the greatest heroes aren't wearing capes, but walking among us every single day? In a world fascinated by the spectacular, we often overlook the quiet acts of courage that truly shape our lives. Today, we're going to explore stories of modern heroes. Ordinary people who faced extraordinary circumstances and proved that courage is alive and well in our world. Redefining heroism. Traditionally, we picture heroes as warriors, explorers, or legendary figures. But real heroism often doesn't make headlines. It can look like a firefighter rushing into flames, a doctor working overnight during a pandemic, or simply someone offering shelter to a stranger in need. True bravery lives in the choices we make when faced with fear, uncertainty, or injustice. The nurse on the front lines meets Sarah, a nurse who spent months on the COVID-19 front lines. Every day, she walked into uncertainty, risking her health to protect others. She held the hands of patients who couldn't see their families. She comforted them when words failed. Sarah never thought of herself as a hero, but to those she cared for, she was the very definition of one. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet decision to show up for others, day after day. It's the student who spoke up in another corner of the world. A teenager named Amir chose courage in a different way. He stood up to bullying at his school, even when it meant facing ridicule himself. His bravery inspired others to join him, changing the culture of his entire class. Sometimes courage is as simple and as hard as using your voice when silence is easier. Everyday courage visuals. Collage of acts of kindness. Someone helping an elderly person cross the street. Food donations, volunteers cleaning after disasters. Everyday courage is often invisible. The neighbor who checks on a lonely elder. The stranger who jumps into a river to save a child. The parent who sacrifices their dreams so their kids can chase theirs. These are not acts for recognition, but they leave ripples of hope that reach far beyond what we see. The firefighter's split-second choice considered David, a firefighter who, in a split second, chose to run into a collapsing building to save a family trapped inside. The world calls that bravery. David calls it just doing my job. But the truth is, courage often hides behind humility. What feels like duty to one can feel like a miracle to another. David's story reminds us that ordinary jobs can carry extraordinary responsibility, and heroism often hides in plain sight. Reflection. So what makes someone a hero? It isn't fame, power, or recognition. It's resilience in the face of hardship. It's compassion when it costs you something. It's the choice to put others before yourself, even in small ways. That kind of courage can be found in anyone, yes, even in you. Forget what you thought you knew about heroes. Their stories prove that you don't need superpowers to make a difference. You just need the will to act. The echoes of courage live in everyday decisions in every community across the world. The only question left is this: how will courage echo through your life?